Today is August 22nd. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on Claves Online. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, and we are brought to you each and every day by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rammer, we have a lot to get to, and we are less than an hour away from the first pitch at Wrigley Field tonight. First of 5, as it's Cubs and Cardinals for the last time at Wrigley Field this year. The last time Albert Pujols will be playing at Wrigley Field this year. If they don't give him one hell of a hashtag Albert gift tracker, I'm going to be very upset with the Well,
they don't want you to be upset. They do not want you upset.
I mean, the Ricketts. Yeah, I mean, if it's not a super PAC, so the Ricketts aren't going to put too much money into it. But we'll see what's in store for them later this week. By the way, before I know we're going to get into all the games and everything, Diamondbacks with a very nice gift to Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina, $10,000 each to the Pujols Foundation and Yadier's charity as well. So it was that's a lot of money
yes, it is.
Towards that. So very good generous donation by them. Rammer, Saturday's game. You and I were talking about it. We talked about it before this year. I want to get to we got so much to get to. I was at a sports bar Saturday having dinner. Albert comes up. I'm sitting there. Hudson's there. And I'm like, tapped him like, Hudson, Biggs, we're watching on the screen.
For those who don't know, Hudson is your son.
Yes. Entire bar goes quiet. All eyes just on the TV, watching Albert face Madison Bumgarner. And he goes yard. I mean, it truly was a playoff atmosphere. I can only imagine. I mean, I was 13 when Mark McGwire was doing it, so I wasn't in many sports bars back then in '98. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine that's what sports bars were like in '98 anytime McGwire came up to bat.
Well, I don't know either because I was at the games, so I couldn't tell you.
But the hush over Busch Stadium, I imagine, was just, I mean, it was
actually, it wasn't a hush. It was always a constant roar.
Really?
Constant roar.
Do you, I mean,
and then the other thing that is most memorable is every at bat, 30,000 flashes from cameras and camera phones.
Now you just amazing. Get it. Now you get 40,000 this.
Yeah, but if you get the flash, of course they don't do it like that anymore, do they?
No, they do flash, but I mean, yeah, most phones you don't need the flash anymore.
But then, 1998, then they did all the time, and it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, you get a good one of everything going. That would have been pretty cool. But it was a pretty cool moment to have that happen in the game. And then I mean, just everything that happened. That was Saturday's game was one of the craziest games that we have seen all year. When you look at everything that happened, that entire game, just a unbelievable from start to finish.
Not that you've challenged me on this. But to prove my point, whether I've been doing it on radio or on podcasts, it's not length of game. It's pace of game, action, and excitement. 4-hour game, and I never turned away for a moment or got bored for a moment. A 4-hour game. Commissioner, please pay attention. It's not the time. It's the action.
Yeah. If you get Miles Michaelis going out there and throwing a 2-hour, 15-minute game and it's 1-0,
it's great.
You're on the edge of your seat watching that.
It's great.
Yeah. If it's a 6-0 game, I mean, that game against the Yankees, I think that's a great example of it.
Yes.
There was nobody wanted to watch that shit.
And that is why that's one of several reasons why I don't think Dakota Hudson's going to get another start.
We will. We'll see how things go this week and see where pitching is, as the Cardinals have 8 games this upcoming week, 5 against the Cubs, and then a 3-game series this weekend against the Braves. Speaking of weeks, The Cardinals were named two Cardinals were named co-players of the week. A lot of honors, by the way, for the Cardinals this week, as Albert Pujols and Paul Goldschmidt were named co-players of the week. Paul Goldschmidt this past week, a .542 batting average, 11 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.613. Albert, this past week, 615 batting average.
So stupid.
Like you read it.
Softball.
You read it and you're like, oh yeah, okay, he had a good week. And then when you say it out loud, it's really dumb.
What were his other numbers?
3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and Rammer, his OPS was 1974. Rammer, if he wouldn't have hit that ball, that single on Saturday, if he wouldn't have hit that ball so damn hard to only get a single out of it, that OPS would be over 2,000. But he hit the ball too hard. God.
Yeah. And the other guy who I'd have to really go back and look for a week or 10 days, who's been hitting the ball just as hard and barreling up just as many balls as Goldschmidt and Pujols as Arenado. I've never seen a guy hit so many line drives right at people. He is crushing the ball. This is a hot group right now.
It is, and they head into a series against Chicago, who's playing very good baseball. They really are. The Cubs are playing really good baseball right now, just taking 2 of 3 from the Brewers, winning their games before. I think they're 5 of 6 or 6 of 7 right now. So very good pitching this week that we'll see too. I believe they're the Scott Efros trade that they made with the Yankees. We're going to see the guy they got back from that. Okay. This week, but they will throw a lefty out there tonight. Drew Smiley against Jordan Montgomery. It is Cardinals and Cubs, a 7:05 first pitch. Here are your starting lineups for that game. Tommy Edman back in the leadoff role and playing second. Dylan Carlson is in center field. Paul Goldschmidt DHing. Nolan Arenado at third. Albert Pujols at first. Tyler O'Neill in left. Paul DeJong at short. Molina is behind the plate. He's back. More on that in a second. And Lars Nootbaar is in right field. For the Cubs,
well,
Nick Matt. Yes.
I was going to say, the only thing a little different about this, look up here, they flip-flopped Edman and Carlson, and I think that's the right move. I think Carlson's got a little more pop, and I like him in a position to drive in runs as well as getting on base.
Then on the other side, the Cubs going Nick Madrigal at second, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Ian Happ in left, Seiya Suzuki is in right, Franmil Reyes is DHing, Nico Hoerner is short. He is. Nelson Velasquez is in center, PJ Higgins at first, and Christopher Morel is at third base. Claibs and I were talking about this earlier today on Lunch with Claibs and Joe. This is a series, when you look at it, I think a lot of people were expecting the Cubs to be really diminished by this point, but they decided not to trade Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ. Those guys are both in the lineup, so everybody's got to deal with them still in the middle of that Cubs order.
And Nick Horner's a really good player too. I like Nick Horner a lot, and Nico Hoerner, excuse me. It's a tiny core. It's a little small core, but they're the kind of guys that on a given night a team can build around it to have a good game.
The Cardinals, again, they have their left-handed lineup out there as they're facing Drew Smiley. The left-handed pitching lineup out there against Drew Smiley. At some point, Paul DeJong needs to not be in the starting lineup.
Well, let's see how he does tonight. If you were going to put him in a lineup based on what we've seen the last week, okay, we'll give him a look against the left-handed pitcher, see what he's got. I'm at a point where I'm not going to play him against right-handed pitching. And I don't think they'll pinch hit for him like they would maybe pinch hit for Albert like they did when the right-hander comes in. I think they feel like he stabilizes the defense. I don't buy that. I don't think it makes the defense any better whether he or Edman is there. Could be wrong. They may have some metrics, or they may have some inside baseball things that, now, Edman's range is a half step shorter here, or his velocity is not enough in a certain play. Maybe they've got that, but I haven't seen it. I see nothing diminished when Edman's playing shortstop. I don't know if you agree.
I did not see anything during the Edmund shortstop days that told me that he didn't belong there every single night. We were told for the longest time that he was a second baseman and that defensively the Cardinals would struggle with him at short. I never saw it once. I didn't see it when Brendan Donovan was playing shortstop before they decided to flip those two, and before Nolan Gorman made his debut up here with the team. I never saw it with any of those guys. I don't know if there's just something small, minuscule that we're not seeing out of that right now. Like you mentioned too, I don't get it. I don't see it. And right now, Paul DeJong hitting 179. It's, the grand slam maybe saved him and got him in the lineup again on Sunday. The left-handed pitcher got him in the lineup today.
Yeah. And I think they've got to, if you can mix and match with some, you've got to be able to mix and match with everybody that needs it. This Fabergé egg, our guys are so emotionally fragile. We can't hurt their feelings. We've got to get beyond that as an organization. We've got to get beyond that. We've got to play our best guys. You got to put your best guys in a given situation to give yourself a chance to win.
So the Cardinals, as we saw, Yadier Molina back in the lineup. Derek Gould tweeted out earlier that Yadi
there's no basketball game night?
I think it was over with. Yeah, Yadi spoke with the media about his decision to leave the Cardinals and leave teammates to be with his basketball team. He said that he had a responsibility to the team as the owner, saying that it was history that they were playing in the championship game and important to the people of his hometown. He said he thinks his Cardinal teammates understand. Here's my stance on it, Rammer. We haven't talked about this, but I'll give my 2 cents before you give yours. You know what? I think any other situation, I think Yadi has earned the right to maybe step away. And I think as a team, as long as he is fully committed to catching every single game of the postseason, you get him as fresh as possible. He's here to break the record with Adam Wainwright and to take the Cardinals as far as he can in the postseason right now. I think that's his responsibility right now to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't agree with that opinion. I think you're either in or you're out. I'm not even wild about Helsley missing 3 days for the birth of his kid. You're in or you're out. However, I'm not going to rip on Molina, and here's why. The Cardinals had to coax him back into playing. He didn't want to play this year. And so when you say, hey, come on back, we'll let you do what you need to do. We're not going to – once you open that up and let a guy do whatever he wants, you get what you deserve. No, you deserve what you get. Sorry. You deserve what you get. And hey, I'm not mad at him because this was set up over the winter. Oh, please come back. Please come back. You can do whatever you want. Well, here you go.
Mm-hmm. Also, for a note, tomorrow we'll go between the games of the doubleheader. Tomorrow, earlier today, it was reported by me that Matthew Liberatore is with the Cardinals.
You broke that story?
I did break that story. Absolutely. You're damn right I broke that story. And you know why? Yeah, because 5 minutes before Claibs and I went on, he said, hey, Liberatore's up here. Go ahead and tweet that out. So
there you go. Whatever it takes.
I can never break Cardinal news because I think it's pretty obvious where I would get it from. So it's
and the one thing that'll be fun the next few days on Daily Cards Live, I'll try and on my little whiteboard trick, I'll try and keep track of what the bullpen will look like for a given game. I'm telling you, over the weekend, I started watching bullpen usage, and I'm not thinking about the Cubs series. I'm thinking about the Braves series.
Yeah.
Who is going to be left standing by the time you play the Braves on the weekend? It's going to be critical, folks, and that's going to be Ollie's toughest job of the entire season, getting through this 10-day period.
Even though Matthew Liberatore is with the Cardinals, it was announced earlier about 18 minutes ago by Derek Gould. Adam Wainwright will start game 1 tomorrow. Jake Woodford will start game 2 tomorrow. So Matthew Liberatore will be working out of the bullpen for the games. It is bring him up and not start him. That would give you a week where the Cardinals had 3 left-handed starters going for them in 1 week.
The other thing it tells me is maybe they've gotten over the fear of Jake Woodford not throwing 98. I think the guy's kind of been hosed a little bit by the Cardinals. No way to prove it. He could have been given a regular spot in the rotation and stunk. I don't know what would have happened, but I thought he earned the opportunity, and the Cardinals disagreed. And then we see what we've gotten with those other spots in the rotation. They're going to need an arm. He'll pitch. I don't know what he'll look like out of the bullpen, but I promise you we're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we have to cover here on the Cardinals and Cubs before this series gets going. I feel like there was a whole lot to unwrap before these 5 games here in Chicago.
I wish we were up there. What a fun week watching Cardinals and Cubs. Great weather in Chicago. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Only thing that would make it better would have been a Thursday through Sunday 5-game series, because this weekend is also the Chicago Triathlon too. So there's going to be a whole lot of people up there for the Chicago Triathlon this weekend. That would have made it a lot more fun for a Cubs-Cardinals series with all of that going on too. So plenty of stuff up there all week long. Enjoy the games tonight as the Cardinals and the Cubs start the first of 5 games. Again, doubleheader tomorrow because of the early season pushing that game. And I think there are 2 games. No, that was just a 2-game series. So that was just, that was supposed to be a 2-game series up in Chicago at the start of the season. And those games added in to the early season doubleheader and to tomorrow's doubleheader, and a lefty tonight with Albert Pujols in the starting lineup. So 8 away from 700 career home runs.
Well, if you were up there, would you go stand on Waveland Avenue?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a lot of people standing out there for that. Do we get one more magical?
I'd get trampled, but you could post up.
You stand off to the side and you wait for the ball to ricochet somewhere. Yeah, you wait you don't try to catch that on the fly. You wait for the deflection on that. You got to be like Rodman there, and you got to see it and know where that ball is going to be coming off. That's what you need to do, and learn the bounce of the ball. That's how you do it. Hey, he's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri.
Royal Banks for better service means better banking. And Royal Banks, call the number, get a hold of one of the great bankers, no matter where you live in St. Louis, East Side, Northeast Missouri, and they'll get you started. 314-212-1500 is the number to Royal Banks. Member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
We will talk to you tomorrow between both games of the doubleheader. Until then, enjoy tonight's Monday night game in Chicago. Cubs and Cardinals, 5 games this week. Talk to you then.
Acura Integra. We also have a great selection of over 200 pre-owned and factory precision courtesy vehicles with finance rates as low as 1.9% for 36 months with approved credit. And we've added Saturday service hours to our newly renovated service facility. Don't forget, we'll buy your vehicle here at our dealership or from the convenience of your home. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.